Today we're going to be looking at some awfully entitled bosses. This boss who didn't want a co-worker's tragic passing hurt production even for a second. Dear team, I'm sorry to inform those that haven't heard already that our dear friend and co-worker Blank has recently passed away. To mourn the death of someone so dedicated is only natural. If you need a moment to grieve, please feel free to clock out and spend some time in the break room. Okay, so these people have basically been told that their co-workers died and they can go and cry in the break room. They're not even going to get a half day, a day off. If they want to cry, they can do it in the break room. While it may sound insensitive, it's important that we don't let our productivity slide. I think it is fair to say that Blank wouldn't have wanted that. And also, please do not clock out while the store is busy, as this will add undue stress on the team. Do you not think the team is under enough stress with their co-worker dying? This is completely and utterly unacceptable. If there are any issues with this, please contact me directly and do not discuss these issues with co-workers, as it may cause undue stress. Discussing this may result in immediate dismissal. And then they put a little quote at the bottom: "Unable are the love to die, for love is immortality." Well, I'm so sorry, quite clearly that's not true in this case. I also love how they're talking about if you talk about it with other co-workers, you're gonna get dismissed. So basically they're saying, yeah, if you chat about the fact that you're not getting any time off, you're gonna get fired. People always talk about with a job, don't always give it 100%, don't stress yourself out about it, because you can be replaced really easily. This right here is an amazing example. This person literally died and the manager's saying, oh yeah, carry on, you know, go cry in the break room. I hope I never have to work for someone like that.
Tell me about a time where your boss was an utter dickhead.
Honestly, I feel like I could write a book on this subject, having worked in retail for as long as I did when I was younger. But one story in particular stands out to me. So to give you a bit of background, I worked for a store that sold hair care products. Funny now. And this store was so bad, we went through 3 managers in 1 year. 3 managers.
Ooh.
So third manager comes in. I'd been there in the store at this point for maybe 4 years, coming on 5 years. She comes in, initially she's fine, she starts to settle in, put in new rules and all that kind of stuff, whatever. She was a bit weird, a bit highly strung. There was one day I went downstairs, she was in the basement, the office was downstairs in the basement, and she's sitting there like in a trance and her eyes are like rolling the back of your head, and I'm like, oh, are you okay? And she's like, I'm sensing a presence down here, like as if she was getting possessed, and I was like, okay, fair. But anyway, we're doing a charity event essentially, and we were collecting money for the Little Princess Trust, which is a charity that makes wigs for kids that have leukemia, all that kind of stuff. So I had said, listen, I've always wanted to shave my head, why don't we raise money in the store, and then at the end of the period of time that we're raising money, I'll shave my head, you know, because that'll be a good incentive. So we had a tip jar at the front, and we said to people, you know, we're raising money, blah, 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 pop your change in, pop your money in if you want to donate anything. Shaved my head, and it was all good. So I was actually in the middle of leaving that store and transferring to another store while this was all going on. And I said to her, I was like, right, when you're banking this charity money, there was about £400, I was like, you have to bank it directly to the charity, but sign it from the store. I was like, you can't put it in with our banking, blah, 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 blah. I talked her all through it, because we'd done this before, right? I'd done it before. No problem, no worries, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I then transferred stores. I'd phoned one day, was speaking to the assistant manager, you know, how's things getting on? Do you know if that money's been sent off yet? Because I haven't heard anything from the charity, because normally they send us an email to say thanks for your contributions, blah, blah, blah. She's like, let me go check. So I says, it might be in the safe downstairs. So she's away downstairs, rummaging about, and she's like, I can't find anything. And I'm like, oh, right, okay. I was like, she might have, you know, put it in the other safe with 2 safes. So I was off one day, came in, and I was like, I'm just going to go downstairs and have a look and see if I can see it in the other safe, you know. Went downstairs, couldn't find anything, no banking records of it. And then I was like, something's not right here. I then found the bag that the charity money had been in, scrunkled up in a ball and planked behind the back of the safe, empty. She'd been using it for Starbucks coffees for about 3 months.
Oh, damn. So the money that was literally meant to help charity, and keep in mind with shops, charity's very iffy and sketchy. Sometimes shops will make it out like a lot of money is going to charity, but they can use that as tax write-offs. By the sounds of it, this shop is actually trying to help people. However, the manager is nicking the money to get Starbucks coffee. I'm not a lawyer and I don't know much about the law, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I knew what had happened as soon as you said about the charity, some people. Yeah, it's horrible. We made the money back up again and we shouldn't have had to. Wait, so she literally got away with nicking that for £100? Shouldn't that get taken out of her salary? What happened to her? No idea. We never seen or heard from her again. If I were you, I'd maybe give the police a wee call. You know, don't let them know it's you. But be like, oh yeah, this money was meant to go here, but it never turned up. You should definitely investigate. That's nothing. I went through 12 managers in 2 years in my previous job. The managers couldn't hack nights or relate with the staff. Oh my god, did you literally work in a war zone? 12 managers in 2 years. So you're basically getting a new manager every couple months. I don't know where you work, so it means I never apply there. I'm an a-hole, or at least overreacting about my husband's boss being entitled. My husband works across the road from where we live. Yep, great, he's home in time, gets to leave 5 minutes before he starts, etc, etc. So it has its perks, but it also has its drawbacks. Husband's boss seems nice enough. Older lady gives the impression she's a bit of a cougar. Husband and I are mid-30s and he's the only man who works at this branch. Fear first started innocent enough because we live so close. If someone was off sick or needed to pick up keys, etc, they'd ask my husband first. Then they'd ask on his days off if he could do banking. Annoying, but he did get paid extra. Then she called to ask if he would do a late shift with her because she didn't want to work it alone. It was an easy shift that doesn't need 2 people and it was his day off. When he got there, she left early because it was so quiet, so I had to do another bedtime alone with her 2 young kids. Okay, so keep in mind at the beginning she told us this woman is a bit of a cougar, which if you don't know, it's a bit of a sexy older woman. Maybe this woman's got a thing for your husband and wants like a bit of alone time with him. We budget a lot because I'm on maternity leave, so I make meals that will see us through 2 to 3 days, like a massive lasagna. He told her what we were having for dinner that night and she sent him home with an empty lunchbox and told him to get her a slice. Granted, she did message that day and thank me, but it still irked me. I can't understand what's going on here. Maybe this woman's trying to banter with you guys and have a bit of a giggle. I don't know, it's a bit weird, it's a bit fishy. Now husband has come home during baby's nap time. He knew this, it's always the same time because she wants him to bring in our dog for a cuddle. So he's basically come home, the dog's excited so he's barked and woken up the baby. Now he's taken my dog back to work and I'm left trying to make dinner with a screaming 9-month-old. I didn't nag, but I said I'm not happy as he left. I was met with she doesn't sleep great anyway and a shrug. Exactly, so why wake her when she's actually napping? Am I an a-hole or just an idiot who's overreacting? I'm not insecure about her, honestly my husband isn't like that, but he is a people pleaser and I feel like it's taking the mick now, to be honest. Okay, so she also did add an edit which I'm going to tell you about. Edit, he is not having an affair. She treats all employees like this. Him more because he lives closer. Honestly, he is not having an affair. Okay, so what I thought was happening apparently isn't happening. I'm gonna say no, you're not the a-hole. At the end of the day, by the looks of it, she is like pushing the boundaries. A bit of overtime's fine, but this seems a bit extreme. Not the a-hole, your boss is taking advantage of your husband because he's so close. He needs to learn to say no. To draw a bright line between work and home, seriously bringing over your dog or look for another job. I'm always surprised when people pleasers are willing to grovel before everyone else but their own family. That person basically said what I was thinking, like the manager is taking the mickey. So no, sweetheart, you're not the a-hole. This boss who expected help from an employee after firing them. Good morning, did you create an order for this week or an inventory? I'm confused, was my position eliminated or not? Yes, but you did inventory. Okay, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is it inventory or inventory? My brain isn't working today. I'm prepped an order on Sunday. Was wondering where it was, if at all. Bless your heart, you don't fire someone and then contact them to ask questions about the job because you don't know. They then sent a thumbs up emoji. 25 years in the kitchen, just thought you would have been professional. In 25 years, I've never had anyone fire me then expect me to still do work. Exactly, like he literally fired you and he's still messaging you. If I were you, I'd just bloody block him. This boss who loves a double standard. Hey, you need to come in every day this week. Blank and blank just left and we need all hands in deck. Here's an image of my request to be off this week that was approved months ago, so I won't be able to come in. I just looked through the system and cannot seem to see that this is approved. You probably did the request wrong, and since it's not in the system, you are required to come in. If you have any plans, I'll expect for you to cancel and show a level of commitment to our establishment. I see. By the way, how was your fishing trip last week? I'm actually going next week, but I'll let you know how it goes. I expect you to cancel and show a level of commitment to our establishment. Also, I quit. My requested time off was approved. Your requested time off was put in wrong. The level of disrespect is outrageous. I'll let the working manager know to expect you Monday morning. I guess she's gonna have a lonely Monday morning then. Tell her that you're the reason why going forward you'll be even more short-staffed. Please pick up. I'm really hoping that you didn't pick up. Also, if multiple people are quitting a job very, very soon after each other, quite clearly something's going on. Entitled boss isn't happy that I clock in time. Hopefully this fits here. It's pretty short, but I'm still fuming. I work an hourly job as a veterinary assistant at a small clinic. Side rant, I wish I could be a vet, but I personally couldn't because animals die. I wish there was a job out there where you could just chill out with animals and stroke them and feed them. If there was, I would do that. Whenever I was younger, I really wanted to be a vet, but then that means you also have to see sick animals and animals will obviously die in front of you. And me personally, my heart can't take that. I had a performance review today with my boss and everything was coming out gold stars until we reached a portion on punctuality and attendance. My boss is one of those people who thinks she owns our time, not just during work, but outside of work too. Okay, so she seems like a bit of a control freak. For background, at this job, we clock in the computer for each shift and it logs the in time, out time, and total shift time. Our shifts start 5 minutes prior to opening, i.e. 7:25 a.m. for 7:30 a.m. opening to give us time to prep before clients arrive. My boss, nerve of this woman, looks me straight in the eyes and says, yeah, so looking over your hours, it seems like you always clock in right exactly at your start time. It'd be much much more ideal if you could be here and starting your day before then. If her time starts at 7:30, that means her pay starts at 7:30. So if you want her to clock in earlier, start paying her at 7:25. I honestly had no idea how to respond. I will work my hardest during my assigned hours. The heck, if I owe you anything before my start time. Stared at her in shock, which I don't think she could see given my face mask, and she continued along with the review. By the sounds of it, your manager or little reviewer is taking their job a bit too serious. I can't stand that. Like, I just can't stand people who take their job too serious. It's like, chill out, you know, take a chill pill. If she wants you clocking in earlier, she has to pay you for that time. If she wants you working before clocking in, it's federally illegal. Wage fair. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, if you want to pay her for that extra 5 minutes, you better bloody pay her. You do not. If she expects you to work before clocking in, that is wage theft and should be reported to your state labour board. Exactly. It's the fact she literally wants you to turn up early and was basically having to go at you for it. I hope she also turned up 5 minutes early.
Hey guys, I'm going to do the most horrible boss story time ever. So basically when I was 17, I did a hairdresser apprenticeship and I worked at this salon, and the boss was just the biggest freaking asshole I cannot express to you, okay? So he used to talk crap about me in front of clients. He used to not even say good morning. I was early every day. I worked really hard, but he would just treat me like he was in a bad mood. He would like make little comments and jabs about what I was wearing and how I looked. He was just nasty. He made me dye my hair. He said either I had to live with regrowth or let him do whatever he wanted with my hair. And I didn't want to have regrowth, so I let him do my hair. It was blonde, and he's like, there's too many blondes in the salon. So he dyed it bright red, orange, and yellow, all different. It was so ugly. And I had a fringe like this, like a bowl cut, like a bowl. But he just wanted to have fun and like make me the guinea pig. Like, it was horrible. It took me years to grow my hair out. It was so bad and I was so depressed. He lived upstairs. He'd send me upstairs to wash all his personal dishes and walk his dog, but I liked his dog, so that was okay. But like, I had to do all his personal. And anyway, so then like one day I found out my mum had breast cancer, which, like, you know, she's completely recovered. She survived. She went through all the chemo. She's all good. But anyway, my dad had passed away a few years before that of cancer, and this boss knew all of my history. So the day I found out, I went to him and I said, hey, my mum has 2 future appointments. Could I please accompany her? Never had a sick day. Did everything. Was always early every day. Like, was the best staff member. And I said, I can also from these doctors get proof that I accompanied her to these appointments. And you know what this boss said to me? This piece of said to me, he goes, that's not my problem. You need to work. I need you here. Mind you guys, he never needed me there. He was not busy. He only wanted me to wash hair because he was too lazy. So he would have rather me come in on those days I could go to an appointment with my mum after she found out she got breast cancer and could have died. He would have rather me come to work and wash his client's hair, even though I had 6 days saved up and everything. Oh my God. So that was the day I quit, guys. He treated me so. I just had it that day when he said, that's not my problem. I just like, something clicked and I was like, this guy's evil. And I was like, what the hell was wrong with you? How can you say that? You know my dad's already passed away of cancer. Like, and I can get proof that you can get proof to say you accompanied someone to appointments from the doctors. And he was like, and then, so one of his clients was walking into the salon. He's like, like, go downstairs. Anyway, that day never went back, and he didn't give me all my payout. I only got half of it, but I didn't even care. I was so happy to be done. Yeah, so there's some really horrible bosses out there, and that was one of mine. I hope you enjoyed.
I mean, we didn't necessarily enjoy that because that was awful. But if he only paid you half your wage, that's literally illegal. Yeah, some of these bosses are very, very weird. I don't understand why they're like that. Do you reckon it's like a power issue? They've realised that they've got the power and they like abuse you with it. That's just horrible. Imagine being 17, having a boss like that, and then being told that your mum has breast cancer, could possibly die, and your dad's already died. And then he says stuff like that, like, oh no. These people are way too professional and nice, because if it were me, I'd just snap back. I'd proper backhand them. Well, anyways, guys, that's some entitled bosses. If you want to see me looking more entitled bosses, let me know definitely well. Respect, scrub, and see you all tomorrow for another video.